All right, I'm going to start with a simple question. What are your values? But more importantly, how well are you living to those values? G'day everyone, my name's Cooper Chapman. For a very long time I've been known as a professional surfer. I've travelled all around the world and lived a very good life. I'm very grateful and I'm very lucky, but I'm not here to talk about surfing today. I'm here to talk about mental health, and hopefully in a way that might challenge a few of you. Might make you a bit more curious about thinking about mental health a bit differently. And mental health is something that has been very important to me and my family for quite some time. So I'll tell you basically why I'm here today, why mental health is so important. When I was quite young, I lost an uncle to suicide. It was something that kind of hurt my family, but we all get through it. And then I went and watched my dad suffer from quite a few mental illnesses throughout my teen years. He had a bit of depression, in and out of psychologists, alcohol addiction. He hasn't had a drink in 10 years actually, which I'm so proud of him. But these were all things that happened throughout my teen years that made me very aware of mental health and made me realize that mental health and mental illness is a real thing. And then a few years ago, something happened that struck a chord with me and made me really want to do something. So I've got 3 beautiful sisters, 2 of them younger, 1 of them older. And about 4 years ago now, I was sitting at home around the dinner table with my mum and dad, my 3 awesome sisters, and my youngest sister was in her last year of high school in year 12. And she came home and we were sitting around the dinner table having just our normal family dinner. Every single night we do the same thing. And she said, I lost a friend to suicide at school today. Not at school, but one of her friends from school took his life. And it kind of hit me because I knew the sort of history my family had and I understood mental health a little bit. But as we all do, I was like, I wish I could do something about this. And a few days go by, chuck up a little Instagram story about how important mental health is, and life goes on. 2 weeks later, we're sitting around the dinner table. Same thing, 3 sisters, mum and dad. And my youngest sister said once again, another friend had taken his life. And that was the moment that I was like, you know what, I need to do something about this. At the time, I was a highly paid pro surfer, traveling the world, living an amazing life. But I thought to myself, what am I doing to help my community? I'm living this amazing, gifted life. And there's kids in my local area that are taking their life because they're not happy with their life. They're not dealing with their mental health. So that's why I started the Good Human Factory. Over the last 2 years, I've been going around to schools, speaking to corporate groups, speaking to teachers, and basically sharing my story. And I've been very lucky that I've learned some great lessons along the way, and hopefully with an open mind today, you might all pick up a few of those little lessons yourself. The things I talk about, I'm sure you've heard of before, but I want you to put yourself, not in my shoes, but really reflect on your life and try and relate some of my stories to some things that you might have gone through too. I also know that they're, especially for students, my main sort of demographic is high school students. I know that when I was at school, mental health was kind of taught to me in this way of depression, anxiety, suicide. These 3 words kept coming up, and for me it kind of left me like, I don't want to touch that subject. It didn't inspire me to make any changes, any positive choices. So that's what my workshop's all about, and that's what I'm trying to communicate throughout these ambassadors who you're about to see on screen in a second. We're trying to kind of make mental health cool and show that we all have it, and we all need to do some things to take care of it. And so often our mind goes to the past and sort of brings up things in our head, or we start to reminisce or start to think about the future. But unlike our brain will let us think, life is literally a continuous present moment. And the more we can anchor ourselves in the present moment, the better off we're going to be. And something that I've also noticed as well is life seems to be getting faster every year. Our phones are getting faster, the internet's getting faster. We're getting more dragged into our devices, and it's so important that we disconnect. So for me, mindfulness is just about being present with our thoughts. Sitting still for a few moments a day, taking some deep breaths and just going, I don't need to keep up with the hecticness of life all the time. I need to take some time for myself. I'm showing up for other people all day. I'm sure this is a story for a lot of us. It was for me for years. You wake up in the morning, you grab your phone, you go through Instagram. Or you wake up, you grab your phone and you check a few emails. Straight away, I'm sure there's a lot of you who don't, but I guarantee there's a couple in here who do. Straight away, a lot of us are going straight into looking at other people's lives, doing what other people want us to do from emails, and not actually taking time for ourselves. So try and add mindfulness into your life just a little bit. So as I peel off my very last sticker, I want you to all just have a think about your bucket right now. How's your mental health? How full's your bucket? But more importantly, what holes do you have in your bucket to start emptying it?